I am minded to raise you to the position that you have craved and dreamt of for so long. I am, though, reticent. My friend, you are the finest apprentice I have ever tutored, and there is no one I would trust more between here and the Golden Throne. Because of this, I am loath to place the burden of our high office on you. Its glitter is a lie, and its rewards no more than the dry ash of a funeral pyre. From Inquisitor Whitlock to Inquisitor Sidan before he was raised to the rank of Inquisitor. Potential Inquisitors are often drawn from the progena, the graduates of the Schola Progenium, who show the most promise in intellectual, psychic areas prized by the investigative arms of the Inquisition. As is the case with all aspects of the Inquisition, the matter of recruitment is not a centralized process, but the power to recruit is left in the hands of the individual Inquisitors. Some are known to not recruit at all and instead spend their years of service in pursuit of their enemies, as well as dedicating their hours to duty for the rest of their lives. Others, however, feel that it is one of their many burdens to bring about the next generation of Inquisitors who are destined to carry forth the battle that the Inquisition must wage on behalf of humanity. Ultimately, the matter is left to the judgment of the individual Inquisitors, who are subject only to the scrutiny of their peers, as is the case in most matters. A majority of them typically leave such matters to chance or perhaps to fate in regards to picking a suitable candidate from amongst the groups of individuals whose paths cross that of the Inquisition. There are a number of them who are more rigorous in regard to the pursuit of acolytes and will spend a proportion of their time seeking suitable candidates, often from the ranks of other Imperial Adepta. There exists no set criteria in regards to physical condition for a possible candidate when being selected to join the ranks. All that is required is proof of intelligence and loyalty to the Emperor of Mankind, which are key requisites for such a choice. There is no proper method of judging these attributes until later in life. However, there may exist an extraordinary circumstance which leads to an Inquisitor choosing a boy or girl whilst they are still within their teens, if the subject shows exceptional ability. Generally, an Inquisitor will take note of an individual if they are a free-thinking person with great willpower and determination, as well as unflinching principles. If a suitable candidate is found, they will become part of the Inquisitor's retinue as an acolyte, where they may serve in a minor capacity whilst the Inquisitor continues their evaluation. Those that later prove their worth whilst working with the Inquisitor can be taken into the greater confidence of their master. Over the standard years of his or her service, the acolyte will begin to learn what they can of the Inquisitor's knowledge and their many duties. Certain Inquisitors often refer to these apprentices as interrogators, though they are also known as novitiates, neophytes, explicators, and approbators. At this stage, the individuals can undertake missions of their own or control operations in concert with their master or mistress, though ultimately they are still subordinate to them until the Inquisitor agrees with several of his peers that one of his acolytes is ready for the responsibilities that come with being a full Inquisitor. In normal conditions, the consent of 3 Inquisitors or a single Inquisitor Lord is needed to bestow the full powers of an Inquisitor on an acolyte, as well as grant him or her the full rosette of the Inquisition. There have, however, been rare occasions which warranted an acolyte taking on full inquisitorial powers immediately. This is likely the case when the Inquisitor in charge has been killed during an ongoing operation, which requires the acolyte to immediately inherit their master's or mistress's position. Acolytes may pass from one patron to another as fate dictates, and through this way the ideals of the Inquisition are passed on. This, in turn, allows the various competing factions and institutions of the Inquisition to propagate across the centuries. In addition to his master's or mistress's personal philosophy on the duties of the Inquisition, the acolyte also learns what their teacher knows of the internal Byzantine political workings of the Inquisition itself. However, such knowledge cannot be freely given, and it cannot be taken without effort, as that would devalue the knowledge itself. This goes in line with the inquisitorial saying, "Knowledge is power, guard it well." All inquisitors begin as acolytes, apprentice inquisitors given over to the tutelage of a full member of the Inquisition. They accompany a fully experienced inquisitor in his inquisitorial duties. He may perform a number of tasks for his superior, including serving as warrior, scribe, and interrogator. After a set amount of time, his master will provide a recommendation on his behalf to one of the Ordos of the Inquisition to advance his pupil to full rank. After this recommendation is accepted, the acolyte is raised to the full rank and can initiate his own agenda and operations. Although the new Inquisitor is no longer bound to his old master, they will have formed a personal bond and may work together and help one another in the future.